And we are live.
Hey!
What is going on, Johnny? You ready for the show tonight, man?
You got it.
All right, let's do it. Enter the giveaway at kicker.com/umweekly. But we got an awesome topic for tonight, talking about budgeting your system, what to pick. And, you know, we're going to go over almost everything because it's a deep subject because there's so many different things, moving parts in a stereo system that you're going to need more than just the bass. But we'll have fun and, of course, give some stuff away. But make sure you enter the giveaway, smash the like, and without further ado, I will see you guys in 3 minutes. Is it you be in the background?
So we're kicking it with Andy, right? You know what that means. We living loud.
Stuff, and of course it costs money, so we're going to be talking about budgets. It's going to be fun. And there is Peter throwing the pennies already on Facebook. Thank you so much, Peter. Appreciate you guys. You know what, Garrick? I missed you too, man. And we are kicking it on the Tuesdays, every Tuesday, between Kicking It with Andy, Kicker Unmasked, and the after show, the Kicker Unmasked after show. It's always popping on Tuesday. And here we are. It's the next best thing to Friday, but it's different. Thank you, Randy G. You made me smile with that one. Thank you for tuning in. Enter the giveaway, guys, but you already know the deal. And there is El Fuego. We gotta roll the clip.
That's how they do it in the Pacific Northwest.
Bingo. Thank you so much, Mr. Bowman. Thank you, El Fuego, for tuning in, and all you guys for smashing the like. Wait, there's only 8. You guys aren't smashing the like. Do the thing. Come on, man.
Just hit the like.
Just hit the like. You gotta just hit the like, and I hope Dave's doing well. I know El Fuego's doing good. Garrick's doing good. Those are the main guys that were dealing with some stuff, and they are here, and I'm just happy we are here today, and you guys are with us. And everyone else, thank you for tuning in. We got a lot to unpack. Thank you, William, for hanging out. Appreciate you, man. Just look at it. I'm looking at all them Solo X's, but I don't know if that's in my budget, man. I just don't know. Okay, Larry Keller. Audio extra loud tonight. Clip King. Yeah, let me know how it sounds. If it's too loud, I'm probably not going to turn it down. But just let me know how everything balances out. And always trying to improvise. I got a lot of extra things in the background. New screen, new things. Always doing some fancy stuff. Thank you, Garrick, for being part of the Green Team for 18 months.
Green Team.
Yeah, hopefully it's not clipping too much, I mean, there's always too much of a good thing. Thank you so much, Garrick. Thank you, Wade, for hanging out and all that you do in the background, sir. Oh, yes, here we go. Appreciate you, man. And again, thank you, buddy. Thank you so much. T-Brew, what's up, Andy, and all the Kicker supporters? Appreciate you, T-Brew, for tuning in. I feel like I've been slacking a little bit on the other live streams. I usually hang out with you guys in the chat here and there. Work has been crazy, but it's a good thing. So we're still able to keep the lights on here and in the rest of the house. So thank you, T-Brew. Appreciate you. There's Chad. Hello, Living Loud. I need to turn this auto off. It's driving me nuts, but we got like 3 different chats and then the super chat over there, another screen. It's insane. It's great. Hello, Living Loud with Andy and everyone. Hope everyone is well and so well. Thank you for tuning in, Chad. Appreciate you. And man, I'm just happy to be here. So thank you guys for tuning in, truly. And I hope you're doing well too, man. Eric N, appreciate you throwing the unmasked logo. Or is that the Kickin' It with Andy one? I don't know. It looks very similar. Ernie, did you make that? Thank you for tuning in, Lisa Cruz. Appreciate you. Man, I got this on that auto thing, and that needs to stop rolling down there. Auto off, on. Okay, let's leave that there. Cool. There we go. I'm going nuts here. It's like scrolling real fast. That's what I need the other ones for. But we got a $20 gifted membership from Jason Grant.
It's hitting hard. Yeah, you turned down for what? Okay. Yeah.
I don't care what you say about kickers. This guy is a difference maker.
And Jason Grant is a difference maker as well. Thank you so much for supporting, man, and thank you for always tuning in, dude. Appreciate you so much. Thank you for gifting out those Green Team memberships. We should be up to 220. You see on the bottom of the right screen, right about right there. We're at 200 right now. That should pop up to 220. But then BT, I see BT. Well, BT's just part of the Green Team. Okay, what's up, BT? Thanks for tuning in, man. Again, thank you, Jason, and thank you for all that you do. Sean Lynn knows you just gotta look at it. You just gotta look at it. I mean, it's been a while since we actually took a look at it,
That's a live stream? Yeah. Would you look at that?
You just gotta look at it. Thank you, Sean, for hanging out. Appreciate you. Man, this is awesome tonight. I was a little worried. I'm like, this is a big topic. Not feeling 100%, but we're good. We'll see how it goes. And we got the kicker kicking. Cookie Monster's just... He's going for a ride over there, man. Thank you guys so much for your donations, your support. It goes the distance, man. And there's William. And he knows that sometimes you just gotta step back and look at it. Would you look at that? Would you just look at it? Just look at it. Oh, I'm gonna look at it. I'm gonna look at it.
Oh, look at the eclipse. The boombox here does it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you look at that?
You gotta look at it. Thank you so much, William. Appreciate you tuning in. You guys are great. I'm just stalling so everybody gets their seat, their favorite beverage, popcorn, I don't know, whatever have you, and enter the giveaway so that we can do our topic tonight, because it's going to be jam-packed, and then we're going to have a little Q&A session separately towards the end of the show, so save your questions towards the end. But of course, I'm always trying to multitask. If you ain't clipping, you're tripping, Sean. Simon Staley, thank you for hanging out with us always on Facebook. What's up, Andy? Long time, bud. Appreciate you. And, man, you guys are great. I seen like 6 people dip. They're like, I got to enter the giveaway. It's all good. Thank you for tuning in, Simon. Appreciate your support over there. And there is Uncle Bobby B, man. I mean, it's just not a show without it.
Uncle Bobby B, baby. Uncle Bobby B.
Thank you for tuning in, Uncle Bobby B. Appreciate you, sir. Adrian, what is up, Kicker fam? Thank you for hanging out, Adrian. And again, thank you, Peter, for your stars on Facebook. And thank you for just tuning in, Shan Brighton liking on Facebook. You guys are great. And it's good to be back. It's just life, and I'm just happy to get back in the saddle and go full tilt boogie without clipping too much. Thank you so much, Peter. Appreciate you. All knobs are to the right. Yes, sir. Sarah, Dusty, thank you for tuning in, man. Appreciate you. How are you doing? Keep them kickers kicking, man. See ya. It's all good. It's all good. Dean, what's up, Kicker fam? Appreciate you tuning in, Dean. Basehead 30, what is up? Man, you guys are awesome. Thank you for hanging out with us. And there's, wait, is that Chris? Is that Chris donating $1? I think we got $1 one. Is that pennies? What is that?
Because we don't want you to blow it up. So turn the game down, Andy.
Thank you so much, Chris. And if you know now, link is in the description of the future live streams. Thank you. If you need some 3D printing, hit up Chris. Thank you so much for your super chat tonight and just always tuning in, being an awesome person, man. Appreciate ya. Let's see here. BT, there's BT. There's BT. So that's kind of how that works out with the gifted memberships. It usually gives out to people that are watching now or just watched. So that is cool. And we got BT in the chat. Appreciate you. Or wait a minute. No. He gifted 10 memberships? What? What?
Bass hitting hard. Yeah, yeah. Turn down for what?
Thank you so much, BT. Appreciate you for more gifted memberships. We're up to 218. I don't know how the math is mathing on that one, but we are getting up there. Thank you, BT. Thank you for tuning in. More people to find the channel so that they can get their questions answered and have a good time and talk car audio and have something to do on Tuesday afternoons. Because tell me about it. If I didn't do this stuff, I would be tuning in just like you guys. I really would. Appreciate you, BT. And there's Chris again. Oh, there he is. He's like, wait a minute. I want the real one. I want the pennies.
I got pennies.
Appreciate you, Chris. And thank you for the pennies. What's happening? Just Tuesday, talking about budgeting your stereo system and just kind of everything that goes along with that, because I feel like when it comes to everything in life, you got to have a budget. No matter how much money you make, you got to have a budget. So let me check the comments real fast here, and then we're going to get right into it. Okay. There's Shane. Thank you for tuning in, Shane. Appreciate you. Again, guys, do not forget to enter the giveaway. I'm going to drop it one more time so it refreshes just in case your browser's weird. Okay, there we go. We got to do it for Facebook. I had that loaded up. There we go. Okay, we're good. Look at that. Perfect. Awesome. Christopher, thank you for tuning in, man. Appreciate you. And of course, we got Frank as well. Anyone else having trouble with the X follow on their entries? Yeah, Twitter's a little weird. X, whatever you want to call it. I can never get it to work. I think the only way I got it to work was whenever I was on a computer, and it worked. I think it's something with the browser pop-up. If you got iPhone, it like automatically blocks it. You can go in settings, look it up to turn off your automatic pop-up blocker. That might fix it, but otherwise, I don't know. But thank you, Frank, for tuning in, man. And yes, sir. All doing good, man, and happy to be here. I hope you're doing well, too, man. And thank you for hanging out with us, man. Miss you, buddy. Yes, enter your input for tonight's giveaway on the show.
You got it.
That's it, man. Just enter the giveaway, kicker.com/umweekly. And J5 and Wiz over here. Do we got Wiz over here? Yo, Wiz, come here. I need you, buddy. Over here. Come on. Up here.
Yo, what's up, man? I'm trying to sleep, and you're always going live. And you still didn't get me a system in this freaking tank. Don't even talk to me, kid. Don't talk to me.
All right, whatever. I guess we'll just talk to Johnny 5 and just hang out and talk about budgeting your stereo system and everything that just kind of entails, man. So I have my handy dandy notebook over here of prices just so I can have like a cheat sheet, because with kicker prices, I mean, it follows suit, like the CX 400.1 is 200, the 800 is 300, the 1200 is 400, the 1800 is 500. So things do follow suit to a point, but I wanted to have this because we're going to be bouncing around trying to find the perfect setup. And before I even start with just getting into what I'm going to talk about with our budget that we're going to be doing with car audio, there's so many things that you need to have and should have, and maybe you don't always need that right away. So disregarding all of that, right? We're talking head units, inline converters, key locks, door speaker replacement, door amplification, I don't know, kicker snowmen in the front of your car to fix your front sound stage and to brighten just your vehicle sound dampening, and power, and I thought of this and I'm like, man, you know what? This rule of thumb kind of really works. With every dollar that you purchase in amplifiers and subwoofers, you should at least 50% of that go into electrical budgeting as well. So if you get a $500 budget system, amplifier and woofers, you should probably have around $250 worth of either power wire and or added electrical to keep up with that $500 system. And then just it increases $1,000 system, $500 worth of electrical. You're talking a bigger battery, 0 gauge wire. And I feel like you can get that for $500 all day. And let's not forget about distributors and fuses and just everything. RCAs, like a $500 budget, because that's going to be our first just area of budgeting, right? Because I feel like if you try, and I've done it, if you try to smash everything into $500, I mean head unit, amplifying the doors, door replacement, anything, power wire, RCAs, head unit, I think I already said that, box, subwoofer, and amp, you're getting not really good stuff. You just can't. It's just impossible. Now, I've done it with the Walmart system, and I was not impressed. I mean, it was something, and I feel like I could have made it a little bit better, but it was still, there was not enough meat on those bones to even eat the chicken. So I feel like with this topic, with tonight's show, with the budgeting that we are going to be talking about is literally sub an amp, okay? But then keep those other things in mind, like I said, with the budgeting of power. You're going to need $250 for your $500 budget for power wire and maybe a battery and maybe a little dinky radio. You know what I mean? Something that's got Bluetooth, or you got a newer car and you need integration. You need the key lock. You need something else to get through. And then like a 4-gauge wiring kit or even an 8-gauge wiring kit for this $500 budget. So you're still at $750 to $1,000 for a $500 budget. But still, just to give you an idea of how we're going to be doing all this. All right, let's check the comments. Okay, so we got the top there. We got the bottom. Thank you for donating. Appreciate you. Your $500 could be $1,000 with the 50% off discount code. And that is 1,000,000%. Well, I guess that would be 50%. 100% of the time. Right. Thank you, Shoop Dog. And that is one of the prizes tonight is a 50% off discount code for anything at kicker.com. I see Justin up in here. Thank you for tuning in, Justin. Howdy, howdy. Man, I love having that screen right there, and I can see that without having to look over there. That is awesome. Always making things better. Let's see. Kicker CS speakers are a fantastic budget option and I feel like the CS, when they used to make it, I think they still got the DS, but they got something at Walmart now. It's its own thing. But the DS and the CS line are great for this $500, $1,000 budget. You know, and anything really, like kicker speakers, the door speakers, they sound good. I haven't heard a Kicker speaker that just sounded bad, okay? But obviously you get more performance and a different tone of sound when you spend more with Kicker and with the door speakers. And then, even then, it's all about placement and also sound dampening, how it's mounted in there. You can mount it in properly and have an amazing speaker. It just does not reproduce the sound the way it's really designed to do so. There is Garrick. He's not letting me start today, but it's okay.
This is what makes time travel possible. The flux capacitor.
You know, Garrick,
Capacitor.
that is my main duty in life. But it's an easy duty because the L7X, the Solo X, Solo X was doing it before a lot of people were, okay? And now they're back, and field replaceable cone. Let me tell you, of not having to just worry about glue and screwing, all that other stuff, or just screwing your brand new Recone in there. And it's just night and day, the difference, man. And it's definitely worth it. They're efficient, they're loud, they handle their power, and then some. Thank you so much, Garrick. We'll get you on the bright side. We will get you on the bright side. Dean, it gives you a green team level. Yes, green team, when you get the gifted green team memberships. Let's see, Dean, I received a gifted membership now. What does that do? Well, one thing is you just gotta look at it, you know?
I took a look at it, huh?
Oh, would you look at it?
Yeah.
You looked at it.
I looked at it.
Very good.
I kept looking at it.
And that's all you can do. You look at it, you get to see behind the scenes stuff, and also you get to use fancy emojis while we're live and for the other videos, and you're just supporting the channel. Appreciate you guys so much. Thank you, Dean, for joining and being part of it. Appreciate you guys. All right, cool. All right, I'm going to scroll this down a little bit here just so that that's rolling. I see. Awesome. Sweet. So let's move over because we got the live stream kicking on over here. Let me pull this up on my end to show what we're going to do. Again, guys, don't forget to enter the giveaway at kicker.com/umweekly. Again, the prizes are Bullfrog 100, TW2s, TW1, and a 50% off discount code. And of course, you can see here, you get a Kicker koozie and a limited edition Kicker Unmasked live t-shirt. Talk about an awesome deal for you guys, and it costs nothing. It costs nothing. There we go. Cool. So, on Kicker, we're going to be looking at the budgeting side of things at kicker.com. Let me zoom in on my... There we go. Okay, not too close. Ernie, stay back. Okay, good. There we go. We're set. So, we're looking for a $0 to $500 budget, subwoofers and amplifiers. Where should you look first? I'll tell you this, you're just going to go right here, loaded enclosures, and be like, tell your wife, forget it, I'm just getting the quad box. Who cares about a budget? This is the big... No, I'm just kidding. But for real, the quad box is a do-it-all 150 dB box in your trunk, and you don't need to do much to it, man. It's awesome. But let's get serious here. So, we're going to be focusing on car audio, obviously, here. You could do some power sports, you could do marine, you could do some motorcycle stuff. They got all different kind of amplifiers, too, for the motorcycle, which is pretty cool. And I thought about using that on some of, my motorcycles and whatnot. It's almost the same thing as a Key 500.1, but it's just doesn't have the DSP stuff. I don't think it does. Verify me on that one. It's a little bit cheaper, too. And it just gives you that power in that small space. And I believe... it is IPX something rated there. It would be something like that. But of course, let's keep these things simple here. And, I might as well just stay there at the loaded enclosures because the main thing is, yes, you can build an enclosure for cheaper, right? You can go out and get the wood, you can carpet it, and even if you do all that and know how to do it, it's still going to cost you time. And time is money, but you get exactly what you're looking for if you know what you're doing. But the Kicker loaded enclosures, they definitely sound good. They're tuned low, they still play high, but they do dip down low on lower power. They don't have this huge fall off for an enclosure that fits in a lot of vehicles. So keep that in mind. Now, with the loaded enclosures on the website, a $500 budget for your sub and amp. I'm talking subwoofer and box, not just sub. We need to put the subwoofer in a box too, guys. You know, you can't just have it sitting there. Trust me, I tried that when I was young. So let me scroll down to the bottom. We are on the we're on the bottom shelf. If you know, you know. And right beside Bacardi, we are down here, but there's nothing wrong with this section here, man. The Kicker comp is one of the most underrated drivers, and people love old Kicker. They're like, man, I wish they made it like they used to. That's pretty darn close. The Kicker comp, man, it's an efficient driver, handles some power, and it gets loud, and it sounds good. Has a lower FS. It's kind of what you're looking for, and it works in a bigger enclosure and small. So, of course, they have this one here. I wish they sold this amplifier, but it's only for international distribution. But that is, I believe, like the DXA amplifier, but revamped. But either way, something similar. So otherwise, that would fit into a lot of my budgets that I'm looking for this $0 to $500 budget. So now, one thing I do want to mention is, yes, you could go up to the Comp C and the Comp, you know, over here, because, like, wait a minute, there's two Kicker comps. Which one do I get? Well, this is where someone could even mess up before they even, whatever, they know how much they want to spend, and they're like, okay, well, I'm going to get the Kicker comp. But these are down-firing enclosures. And honestly, I'm going to stick away from these because anytime that you try to put a system in a smaller space and get a lot of bass, you're going to pay a little bit more because you're trying to do something out of the norm, you know, either between like a truck box or like, you know, the custom truck boxes or down firing or passive radiators, that kind of stuff. You're trying to get a lot of bass in a small package, and that's the point of it. So it takes more things to do so, and maybe not as much output too, when literally over here, sorry, I'm all over the place because this is what it is. You might just buy the wrong thing. You're like, oh yeah, I got the Kicker comp right here. These are great, but they're sealed enclosures and they're down firing and they're just smaller. I have one. They sound amazing. But the Kicker comp over here, that is ported, and a single 12 over here would be the option to go with. Now the 10 over here, that's a truck enclosure. The 12 is ported, and obviously the two 12s are ported as well. Sorry, excuse me. So this 12 right here is $199, and it comes with the box. So you're paying about $100 for the enclosure, which is not terrible. And it's got an aero port too. This is a box and sub combo I feel like so many people sleep on, and it's clean. It's clean on the top. It's black and white Kicker. It's awesome. So this would be, for a lot of situations, the easy way to go. Okay, yeah, there we go. This is going to work for my $500 budget because I still got $300 for an amplifier. But maybe a single 12 is not enough power. You know, like not enough. You want more, right? So you're over here. You can get the dual 12 comp enclosure right here for $329, but now you only have about $180 left for your $500 budget. So what amplifiers can we pick? Let's go take a look here. So again, back to the DX line the DXA line they used to sell. That would be great for this cheaper budget, but you could go with something else too. Let's see here. Where are they at? CXA amplifiers. Let's scroll down. There we go. Let's see all the models. I love their website. It's a beautiful website. You just want to look at it. The Towers of Power. Oh, speaking of which, the guy that reached out to me on Facebook, I've been trying to get back to you. I have a pair of those legs if you want them. If not, contact Kicker at social, or just literally call the tech support. Kicker.com, look at tech support in the support section, call them. They will probably just send you a pair of legs so that you can mount that vertically, which is really cool, and that's what separates the CX line from anything else. You can mount that thing vertically, and it just looks clean. I really like it. So, you know, really the cheapest one is the 360.4. Actually, is it? No, it's not. It's still $30 more than the 400.1. So, but either way, you need the mono amplifier for a subwoofer. You could go the route with a 4-channel and route 2, channels on your subwoofer, but you're really just trying to do too much with not enough. In my opinion, you can do it, sure. So you got $200. Really, you're $20 over budget if you go with the CX 400.1 and the Kicker comp dual loaded enclosure. It's your best bang for your buck. And honestly, in my opinion, I feel like that is, in a lot of cars, is probably going to do a 133 to 135, maybe louder. It could be louder if you had more power. And that's where things can start to skew. You can start to get louder, but then can your subwoofers handle all that power, And then it's like, what are you going for? SPL or to sound good? Well, we're trying to do both. Kicker, I feel like they have that perfect balance, They sound good and they get loud, That's the whole idea, right? So moving on, let me pull this down here because I feel like for the $500 budget, you would keep the same amplifier. Better sound. Yes, Sean. Ashy, thank you for tuning in. Andy or Stu, what do you think of the... Oh, no, I lost it. What do you think of the Key 200.4 for an OEM upgrade for some? Absolutely, dude. Especially for somebody that's just trying to make their system sound better and they got stock door speakers. They don't have the premium sound system. You throw a 200.4 in there. It does the time alignment, EQing, throw some Kicker door speakers in there. You're good to go. 100%, man. All right, let me scroll back up here so you guys can see what I'm doing. So, of course, we're going to keep with that CX 400.1, but there are other options that we could go with. Oh, not the Solo X, not yet. Slow down. Slow down. Loaded enclosures. We're going to scroll down to the bottom here. But this time, we're not going to go to the bottom shelf. Now, other options would be the Comp C. I love the Kicker Comp C. I have the 210 dual loaded enclosure. Let's scroll down here. I have the older version, but still, just a little... I don't know if it's more power handling, but I know that they probably got forced air cooling on the back end of those. I believe so. Don't quote me. Excuse me. So down here, dual 10s, these are the ones that I got, $369. Again, that's going to put you about $50 over that budget of $500, but I feel like that CX 400.1 would be more than enough to get those moving, the dual 10s. Now, you could go with like the single 12 here, and this would probably keep you in your budget, $269. Right, so you would be $469 with the CX 400.1. This is another thing that you can go with. So this woofer would be able to handle more than the Kicker Comp single, but about the same, I believe so, as the dual loaded enclosure. So this would be another option if you're just trying to get a lot out of the driver, you only got a little bit of space, or you just like, just having one single sub. Let me tell you, it's one less thing to worry about than having two. So, and again, it's got a slot port, doesn't have the arrow port. I wish they all did. But those slot ports are nice, and yeah, look, works perfectly with the CX 400.1. Wow, that's like, that's a miracle. It really is, though, and that amplifier is awesome, the 400.1, and for the budget, you can't beat it, and it's reliable. So, again, right back to, man, you can make the wrong mistake, even with this here. We got the single 12, dual 2, I would assume, and a 4 ohm. Right here, see like how this is 4 ohm right there? Sorry, my budget and everything's right there. 4 ohm on my mouse there, and then 2 ohm over here. So you can actually get different variants. Usually it's you get 2 ohm or 2 ohm, like that's how Kicker does it on a lot of things. So that's cool that they have that. That could be a mistake. If you get the wrong one, you get the 4 ohm and you want to get all the power out of your amp. Maybe that's not the best one to do unless you had 2 of them, or you had a bigger amplifier. And then back to the enclosure sizes, the single 10 here, and it's a truck box, but it also comes in 4 and 2 ohm. I think that's cool that they have that, because usually that's just for like, the single solo speakers you buy that come in variants. Obviously, you can get dual 1, dual 2, dual 4, depending what kind of speaker you're getting from Kicker. But for the enclosures, they have variants for this Comp C, and I feel like it's because it's a popular size. A lot of people are going to have it, and they're going to want some variances rather than a quad box. Just give me 1 ohm at the final impedance for both of them. I'll be happy. So, $219, again, still in that budget, but it's a sealed box and it's a truck box. So you're gonna have some pros and cons. You're gonna gain some space, but you're gonna lose some bass. But some people like the sound of a sealed box, and that's all the space that they got. And I feel like this is an excellent, look at that, 400.1 or 500.1. Wow. I did not realize that they did that. I don't know if they were listening to me, but I was like, man, that would be awesome to have, what to run what, or how long that's been there. That is awesome that they say that, because then, man, makes this budgeting better. You can do it real easy. Kicker does a lot for you. So moving up the rank, again, we're not going to get into the down firing or shallow mount because, you're paying more for that. But again, you're still in that price range, $240 to $269 for the downfiring CVT. You're still in that price range. That amplifier can still power that and you'll be good to go. Now the Comp VR right here, this is, there's the Comp VR and then there's, you got to move all the way up here and then the Comp R, and they're very similar. And I would love to do a little bit of comparing with them in person. I know the Comp VR is less power handling, but I don't know exactly on the Teal Smalls if it's like a lower FS, a little bit more efficient driver. I would assume so, given, just lower power handling, how Kicker does stuff. And the price range reflects that too. $449 for the 212s, and scrolling up here for that, $549 for the 212. So kind of think of it like the L7R and the L7Ss, with the VR and the R, So this one might not be like, you're not going to be able to get 210s or 212s and stay in your budget. They don't even come in the 10s. I wish they came in 10s for everything. I like 10s or something about 10s. I like them. But you could probably fit the VR12 in your budget for $269. And this is going to be able to handle a little bit more power than the Comp C. So you're really stuck with either a single 12, within that 260 range, with more power handling than 2 of the Kicker Comps, but then you can get 2 of them. That's why I love the Kicker Comps, man. I really do. If you want a lot of bass for not much money. Yeah, again, so those are $449 for the 212s. And moving up the range, how much can we go much higher with this $500 budget? Well, again, with the RTs here, shallow mount, passive radiators, these are awesome, but the price, $349 for, just a big one there, you can do it, but it's a small, like that right there is not going to put out as much bass. It's going to sound good, and it's going to be able to fit in way more spots than 2 Kicker Comp, whatever. Still, you get what I'm saying. So the Comp R, I feel like $349, that puts us too far out. Far out. But they do have dual 10s in the Comp Rs. I want those. I want them. I have the Comp C dual loaded. I love them. But if I could have a little bit more too and try those, that would be awesome. But $500. We got to power that with our head unit. Like, that is out of our price range. So I think we're starting to clip here, guys. The Comp R single, $349, 200, we're $550. We're definitely over 10% clipping of our budget with that, and I can't really qualify this for the $0 to $500 budget just because, you might be able to find a $150 amp somewhere else, but is it going to last as long as a Kicker one? Probably not. So I feel like we're clipped out there. Let's pull up the next budget here, which is going to be $500 to $1,000 budget I love you guys. You're having conversations in here, but you know what? This is a lot to unpack. We only got 60 minutes and we're having fun. So, back to the grind. We're back. Okay. So, let's just start here. I mean, so we can get this 12-inch kicker comp R enclosure, and man, I mean, we got a lot more at our disposal. We got $1,000. So maybe we could just go with the dual-loaded comp R enclosure 212s, $549. Okay, so we got $450 for an amp, but how much power do these need? We're going to scroll down here. Let me go like this. I like it smooth. There we go. Ooh, these need 1,000 watts of power. They need 1,000 watts of power right there, guys. So, okay, we got $450-ish to spare. Yep, $450 on an amplifier. Let's see what we can get. Let's go to amplifiers. We're going to scroll down. Oh, can we get the Warhorse? Can we get the Warhorse? No. Nope. Can't get the Warhorse. I think that'd be too much power anyway. All right, let's scroll back down here. All right. Yep. Bottom stack here. All right, $450, but we only need 1,000 watts. So technically, the 800.1 is gonna be able to do a lot, right? For $300, we're under budget. And this thing does, it says 800 watts, but it really does 1,000 watts at 1 ohm. But the note to take with that is you're going to be at 2 ohm with these loaded enclosures. So unless you would go out, purchase the woofer separately after you already bought the you know what I mean? It's a lot, just to be at 1 ohm, just get a bigger amp. So in some cases, when you need more, to be matching, right? What's the next amp? 1200.1. And that's going to be at 2 ohm. 1200 watts at 2. I mean, 800 watts at 2 ohm could be enough to get those moving, but I feel like we got $1,000. Let's get every penny out of the system and make it sound good too. So $400, 50 under budget with the Kicker Comp R dual loaded enclosure. And for $950, I mean, of course, these can be cheaper. They're usually cheaper at your local kicker dealer, kicker dealers online at their map pricing, but this is just kicker.com. So always check for discounts, but still, you get what I'm saying here. So this 1200.1, honestly, between this and the 1800.1, because the 1800.1 is a lot of power, right? Well, let's just move back here. We don't need to do all that. And it's only $100 more, right? So I feel like you could do this and then have tons of headroom. And even if you would want to upgrade down the road, a 2,000 watt amplifier for $100, I feel like it's definitely worth it, that investment. You know what I'm saying? So, and that still keeps us, that's $50 over budget, and this thing's going to be able to run a lot of the next systems that I'm going to show you guys here next. 800.1, man, it is the #1 selling kicker amplifier. 800 watts at 2 ohm. What is it? Or 600, what is it? 600 watts at 2 ohm? I forget what it was. I just know the 400, 800 do not do the same at 1 and 2. They're not the any load. That's the only difference between the 400, 800 and the 1200 and the 1800. 1200, 1800, they're going to do the any load. They're going to do a little bit more power. And yes, 600 watts at 2 ohm, 800 watts at 1 ohm. So just keep that in mind. And of course, you're not always going to get all the power that you see on everything else. So let's scroll back here. And now we know we're spending anywhere from $400 to $500 to get 1200 watts to 2000 watts. So let's see what kind of, let me scroll up here for a second. There we go. We need some subwoofers. So loaded enclosures. And we're still at that $500,000 budget. Bobby B, question, Andy. So what if you have a 50% off discount code? Then literally whatever we talked about in the last ranking, you can buy all that. for that price. This ranking for that price, 50% off It's crazy, man. I can't believe Kicker does that for you guys. So let's scroll down here to... we don't need to go too far. I mean, we got $1,000, about $500, really. I mean, we could just, if we really wanted to. No, still can't get the quad box. Okay, still can't get it. I mean, what about the L7S? Could we get the L7S dual loaded enclosure? I mean, the dual enclosure is $850, so it only leaves us $150. I mean, really, we could put a 400.1 amplifier on there, but I don't think that's going to work out too well. You're going to be like, man, I know this can be louder, and you're right. It definitely could. So, you know, to do that, you're going to need a little bit more of a budget. Now, what about the single 12? I feel like this would be good for that $5,000 to $1,000 budget with the single 12-inch L7 enclosure included. That's all we're talking about here. So you get box, subwoofer, and amplifier for $1,000, and you can run the CX 1200.1 on this, and I feel like that'd be all the gravy you need. You can even save some money too. You could probably run the CX 800.1 on here. 600 RMS on a 750 watt RMS driver is honestly plenty, but again, you know, if you're really trying to squeeze out all the lemon juice, yes. Now, they do have a 10-inch enclosure, and I think this guy is little. It's a cutie. It's a cutie, but it's a truck box. I think it's a truck box, or it's just, yeah, it's the enclosure, big base. I don't think it's ported. Let me see. It might be. I don't think it's ported. I think, yeah, it's a truck box, but it's a thick truck box. That's pretty thick. All right, moving on here. Let's get out of the square speakers for now. Just kidding. All we're talking about is square speakers. So we already know we can get the comp R enclosure really for, you know, the $1,000 budget with the amplifier. And now, you know, you're talking L7R enclosure. Then instead of getting the L7S, right? Like how we could only put a 400 watt amplifier on it with our budget. That's where the L7R comes in handy. Okay. And they don't need as much power, and I would say they're pretty much just as loud. They got a little bit of variances. I mean, have you heard the quad box? So with the L7R, they got a lot of options here. This one I love. I want this box so bad. It's a single 10, but it's like big, right? And obviously this is going to be in your budget. Run like an 800.1 on this guy for what? $300, and you're good to go. And that's like a $600, $700 budget, single 10 enclosure, and all the power it's going to need. And it's big. I really like this enclosure. Like, just look at it. It's big for a single 10, and it's not like a truck enclosure. It's just, I like it. There's something about it. I just like the way it looks. And yes, awesome. How much RMS we talking here? Like 600, 500 watts RMS, right? Because it's the 10. It's the 10. So 500 watts RMS. And yes, that CX 800.1 would be literally perfect for that. And again, that was $299 for the 800.1. Now, again, you could get the wrong box. This is a truck enclosure and it's sealed. Maybe that's what you're looking for. You got a truck, you don't got much space, but you want bass. And, you know, you can still see that's a pretty high price tag for just that. But either way, that's the thing. You're paying more so it fits in smaller spaces. You know what I mean? And for the amount of output you're getting, you know? Because that single 10 port, it's gonna knock your socks off if you have the space for it. And then they got the single 12. And this guy's pretty big too, $399. Again, this is probably 600 RMS. Let's scroll down here. Yep, 600 watts RMS. So again, perfect for the CXA 800.1, which is what, $299? So you're looking at 400 plus 300, $700 budget. I feel like that is a sweet spot, but maybe you want more. Maybe you want more. You want more. So, can we do the dual 12 L7R 2 ohm loaded enclosure? This is the mini quad box. This is the dual box. Because it's not quad, it's dual box. But it's L7Rs, same subs that are in the quad box for $649. So we got $350 to spare. What amplifiers can we get? 350. We could get the 1200.1, but we would be 50 over budget because it's 400. But then that would be more than enough power for that. So 50 over that $1,000 budget, but it would be perfect. And yes, 1200 watts, and that's CXA 1200.1. I feel like this is the budget banger for that $1,000 price point. All the power you need, and 212s, dude, it's going to do 140s. All day. It's going to be able to do it, and it's going to sound loud. And that's my pick of the night, to be honest with you guys. SJC, thank you for tuning in. Does the L7R work free air, and is it available in a 15? They actually do have them in 15s here. We can go here. Subwoofers. Now, free air, I mean, I feel like some people are going to be like, yeah, nah. I mean, yeah, I think it would. Just because how Kicker designs their speakers. And even like, the Kicker Comp or the Comp C work good in free air. We got the 15 right here, Dual 2, Dual 4. And those right there are $369, and that's what, 750 RMS, I believe? 900 RMS! Whoa, that's got a lot of power, right? That's a 15. 900 RMS for a free air driver? Sign me up. Sign me up. All right, let's see. We got more budgets to go, but I miss you guys. Where are you guys at? There's Jabby. Infinite Baffle applications. I know, and that's the whole fabrication you got to do with that, and you got to budget that as well, man. You really do. Kyle Goddard, L7R locally available for $400, but one is punctured pass. Yeah, I mean, you could fix Kicker speakers, but man, just buy a new one. Just do it. Do it. Plus, it comes with a warranty. It's square. You just got to look at it. You do, Sean. You just got to look at it. That's all you can do. Appreciate you, Sean. T-Brew, Kicker is worth a few extra dollars above $500 to get quality sound and performance they provide. And right, that's the thing. The more you pay, like there's an entry cost to getting into something, and it's going to be like you're not getting the best value, right? But then as you go up, like how we went 500 to 1,000, yeah, we doubled our money, but it's the same amount of money that we invested originally with, and I feel like we're getting way more output, way more just performance, just night and day. More than 3 dBs, because that's technically twice as loud, right? Well, sort of. Not really. Is it? Because it's 10 dBs, but then it's ears and everything else, and just 6 dBs. Really, 6 dBs, right? But I feel like, double as loud. Yeah, it's really like 6 plus dBs to get twice as loud in that retrospect. Not just cone area power, SPL, just blah, 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 blah. Science, fun. Moving on. So, now we got the second highest tier. Now, this is beyond of just saying, hey, honey, I'm going to buy some Kicker speakers, right? This is more than a single paycheck for most of the majority of people watching and in the world, right? So this is an investment. Over $1,000, up to $2,000. You're not going crazy, right? And this is just subwoofer, box, and amp. But this is an investment, man. But as we've seen from the last one, we gained a lot of performance. So let's keep moving here. Yeah, enter the giveaway, guys. Come on, enter the giveaway. 42 likes, 43 watching. Where'd you guys go? You probably want to go enter the giveaway. Please enter the giveaway. Kicker.com/UMweekly. And we're already at 52 minutes. Holy moly. I got to keep moving. But you know what? We went through the meat and potatoes with everything else. We really did. So moving forward, let's go to Kicker. Kicker.com. We're going to go to loaded enclosures, but maybe we can go somewhere else too after this. All right, can we do it? Can we finally get the quad box? Yeah. Yes, we can. $1,500 for the box and subs. And we got $500. I mean, we're already just, you know what? We got a bigger amp. We're going to use all of it. We're using all our budget. $2,000. Sure. And then we can get the CXA 1800.1, which is $500 as well. And 1800 watts isn't quite, I would say, it's enough, right? It's enough. Because really, the quad box is 2,400 watts RMS. So it can add more, but I feel like a CXA 1800.1 would be enough for this quad box and for that budget to get loud. It really would. Now, without trying to spread too many hairs and everything else, what about the L7S? Yes, absolutely. Now we can get the dual loaded enclosure without sweating. And we can get the dual L7S for $850. And now we got some wiggle room for something else, though. Obviously, we can get the 1800.1. That's a lot of power for that. Maybe even a CXA 1200.1 would be just enough for that, and we'd be way under budget. But then, aren't there more amplifiers? I think so. So let's see what else we can get. Now, with those choices between the Warhorse and the LX amplifier, like, we're not getting into the key amps. I mean, they do their own thing. We know what they do. PXA, and the motorcycle stuff, just everything. It has its own thing, and you're not getting as much power. What we're doing here, you already know the deal. We're trying to get as loud as we can for the least, with less features. But now we got some extra money, so maybe we want some features for the same amount of power. And that's where the LX line comes into play. And obviously, there's a lot of choices here. And they got options. 500.1, 1200.5, 1300.7. I mean, that would be really cool, because then our budget is starting to cover more than just the sub box and amp. Let's just divvy it up some more for literally everything else, because we're going to have to spend more, right? You got all that bass, you need mid-range, you need amplification for the doors, all that fun stuff, man. Thank you, Shannon. If you want the best, you have to pay to play, man. And bingo, you really do, man. It's an investment, but let me tell you, like, there's guys that got these other hobbies. I'm like, all right, you spent $1,000 on that, but can you, like, get in your car and just do it every day? No, you have to go out somewhere and do something with it. You can't just enjoy it every day. You know what I mean? And the system, you absolutely can. You drive to work every day, right? Most people do. There you go. You know what I mean? It's an investment, and it's definitely worth it. You get your money in return in enjoyment, man. You really do. Thank you so much, Shannon, and thank you so much for making us look at it.
Would you look at that? Oh my gosh, just look at it. Just look at it. You got to look at it this way, okay? You just got to look at it. That's all you can do anymore.
Thank you so much, Shannon. Appreciate you. I don't want to keep you guys here too long. We gotta speed it up. But you know what? This is the good part, because now we get this. We got some budgeting, and this is going to be able to cover a lot of things with the 7-channel, or even the 5-channel. Excuse me. Let's move down here. We got just, everything that the LX has, like all these bells and whistles, right? But now we're still looking at the power, right? Obviously, we're sacrificing here on the sub channel. We got 700 watts, but I feel like that would be good for a lot of the kicker comp, like C enclosures, the comp R enclosures, the VR dual loaded enclosures would be still decent enough power for this. And you would have amplification for your doors, your tweets. You can have, like, a real front stage, you know what I mean? 3-way, active, like, bells and whistles, baby. And you're way under budget. You're way under budget. And I feel like this is where you're going to have the most flexibility, is at 1,000 and up range. You know what I mean? You're not really limiting yourself unless you go crazy big on everything else. Oh, would you look at that? Kicker Car gifted 10 memberships. But you know what? This is for all the other times he gifted 50 memberships. I was saving this for you, buddy.
Cue the drum roll. All right, open your boxes. Open your boxes. What? You get a green team membership. You get a membership. The membership. The membership. The membership. The membership. The membership. You all get a green team membership.
We got over 50 gifted memberships tonight, so thank you, Kicker Car. Thank you guys for gifting Green Team memberships. You guys are amazing, man. Yeah, we did. Jason, 20. Brian, 10. And then we just got 10 from Kicker Car, man. You guys are great. Thank you so much. Thank you, Kicker Car. I had to make that for you, buddy. Appreciate you so much. Hello, Cracker SJC. Can we talk mids, highs, and amps first before bass? We can dip into that real fast, because I feel like most people, like me, they just go right for the bass and then they fix everything else, right? But a lot of people, they just want it to sound better than their stock system, and they want to do all that DSP stuff. So then when you get into the budget on that side, I feel like it can be just expensive, right? Yeah, you could replace it with some DS speakers or some CS speakers and get a 4-channel CX360.4 and call it a day. But then you might want to get more bells and whistles on your amplifier side. Go into the LX amplifier, go with the KS or the QS door speakers, and now you're talking $1,000 plus for amp door speakers and such. So it does add up on that side as well. That's why, like, stereo systems are not, they're not cheap. They're really not cheap, man. But you know what? They last. They last. I mean, unless you abuse them, they're going to last forever. You know what I mean? Everything rusts eventually, but speakers, if you take care of them, man, they'll keep kicking. They definitely will. I love car audio, but I graduated high school and took economics. Oh, man. Feel bad. No, it's okay. Hey, you gotta know that stuff, man. You gotta know it. Thank you for tuning in. Recording. Wrist. Appreciate you. I second kicker car. Bass is more important. Thank you. Thank you. Yell louder for everybody in the back. No. I mean, that's the thing. Like, even with my dad's car, I just threw in some bass, but like, he already had a killer, like, premium JBL system in there, and like, Nate gets in there and he's got his kickers, but he doesn't have any tweeters up in his dash, and he has like head unit power. So it's nothing like real loud, and then there's this JBL system like with like 10 speakers, midlers, and just door speakers that are playing mid bass, and it's just like loud, right? And he's like, man, this thing is louder than mine. I'm like, yeah, it works. So like with that kind of system, like you can get away with it for a little while. Once you start going over that 140 range though, you're going to have to amplify your doors, man, or you're not going to be able to hear much of anything. I mean, if all you care about is the bass, then I mean, by all means. So let's see here. Again, I feel like we covered mostly everything with $1,000 to $2,000 budget. Almost get the quad box. You could start dipping into the LX, amplifiers. I feel like the 1600.5, 1650.1 would be perfect for a lot of things. A little bit more expensive than the CX 1800.1, but you get clip detection, and everything with that LXRC remote. And man, let me tell you, it's just nice being able to set your gains with a little blinky light, and also when you're playing music, and it starts blinking, when you're clipping. And for another $150, and I would say about the same power, because these LX amplifiers are severely underrated. I mean, we're seeing 3,800 watts out of the 3,000. So I would assume that this 1650 does 2,000. I think it does. Ernie, I'm going to need one. We're going to have to dyno it. I haven't seen anyone dyno the 1650.1. And I still need to put my dyno together. It's there. I'm working on it. So let's move forward to the $2,000 budget and more. So this is for all the crazy people risking their marriages. They want bass. They want it all. You know what I mean? And even with the $2,000 range, I feel like you're definitely taking some risks. You gotta make sure you kiss your wife when you get home from work. Make sure she realizes it too. You know what I mean? Like, hey, I gave you a kiss. Just remember that. So now, I mean, even with the Warhorse, we could have got one of these Warhorses in our $1,000 to $2,000 budget, but then would we be able to afford a quad box or anything that's going to need 3,600 watts? But really, this is pretty much a 5K, I would say. It does it. And this is $1,000. It doesn't have the clip detection, but man, it's got other features. Competition mode. You wire a bunch of these. This is where you're getting big boy territory. You really are. Risking your marriage, true. Let me tell you how I know. And of course, fit technology, you can just run 40 volt AC, just boom, just awesome stuff. Just without running any kind of RCAs that are from a not true preamp head unit. You know what I mean? It just gives you a lot of flexibility, stock head units, yada, yada, yada. Right, so then we got the 1000.4 and the 3600.1. This is the big boy, but we got $1,000 here. And yeah, so how many can we buy? I mean, literally all of them. Our budget is no budget. No budget is a good budget. So let's go back up to car audio. Let's wrap this up here. Loaded enclosures. Of course, we can get the LS1, L7S. But a Warhorse, you probably need 2 of those. So let's just get a quad box. We can do it. We can do it. We can get a quad box and a Warhorse, and it's way too much power. But I don't know. I feel like if you play it within reason, you're going to love it. It's going to scream. Again, you can go back to the LX 3000.1. Let's go back to the LX 3000 because I feel like that would be an amplifier too, and it would be more in the ranges of what that quad box could handle all day. And that costs, drumroll, $899. So you're looking at $2,500, right? For an LX 3000, but you get the clip detection. It's like the KXA 2400, give or take, but with new features and lights and all just bells and whistles, man. And of course, that LX bass knob and clip detection, all that fun stuff. So, also, now that we're in this, pinky up tier, we're drinking our tea with our pinkies out like that. Pinky up, SpongeBob. So now what we can do, we can look at unloaded enclosures, because now we can fill those enclosures with Solo X's. Okay. And this is the first time I was waiting for it. I'm like, are they going to have a section that says unloaded enclosures? And yep, it came. So that's awesome. And yes, so we can go with a single 12 enclosure, unloaded. How much does that cost? I mean, $500, and a Solo X12 is going to cost what? $650, $700, $750. So $700, $699, $700 plus $500, $1,200. And you could get that, but then you would need an amplifier, and then you can do the CXA 1800.1, 1800 for $500, and you'd be at $1,900. You could actually get the kicker loaded enclosure with a Solo X, or kicker unloaded enclosure, Solo X, and a CXA 1800.1, which would be enough to power an L7X for that $2,000 budget, that $1,000 to $2,000 budget. But of course, we're already at the $2,000, and we don't want to, worry about nothing. Spare no expense. So we're going to get the dual King box. They're going to change, I'm telling you. $879 dual loaded enclosure from Kicker. And I did some measurements, okay? It's a quad box. I think it's, what was it? A little bit shorter. It's not as tall by like an inch. And then it's like not as deep, but it's like wider than the quad box. But in calculations, it came out to be a half cube smaller, I think, between the Solo X. Let me see. Did I write this down? I think I wrote this down. Did I write this down? Nope, didn't write it down. But I did that earlier. So it is a quad box. But yes, we need to put 2 Solo X's in there. So we need $1,400 for Solo X's. About $900 for that. We're at $2,500, $2,600, $2,500. $24, $25, $25, $2,600 going once to the person that gets a 50% off discount code, and they pay half. So that's the cool thing about this. So that's a lot of money. And then you can get your Warhorse for another $1,000. You're talking $3,500, guys. You're talking $3,500, and then you're going to need battery, electrical, car audio systems. They get expensive, man. And you're going to have nice stuff, man. It's going to last. That's the thing. It's going to last. CAE, thank you for tuning in. Appreciate you, man. Jin, the 6000 was the biggest car amp made back in its day. Warhorse 10K came later. Yes, the JBL Crown? The Crown? Yes. Yes, sir. Thank you for tuning in, Jason. And that thing was a little bit different, too, I think. Yeah, because was it 2-channel, or was that a monoblock? Because I think Kicker was like weird, like they were one of the first to do it monoblock, because there was other ones, 2 channels. That was the big thing with that. Thank you, CAE. Man, you guys are great tonight.
Bass hitting hard. Yeah. Turn down for what? Okay. Yeah.
All right, well, since we kind of covered everything, let's do a little quick Q&A session. If you got any comments, drop them down below, some questions, And I'll also do the giveaway while we're waiting here. So if you got some ideas, things you want to ask me, drop it down below. I'll be taking a look at it. And let's crank the music up a little bit here. How's that sound? Is that okay? Not too loud? Just so you can kind of vibe with me in the background here. See. Where's the giveaway? Oh, nope. Guys ain't winning nothing tonight. No giveaway. Ooh, I seen confetti. I seen it. If your audio system doesn't cost more than your vehicle, you're doing it wrong. That's it. Oh, look at Garrick. Garrick gifted a Green Team membership.
Green Team.
Thank you, Garrick. Appreciate you. Every gifted membership, every penny counts. So thank you, man. Appreciate you tuning in, and I'm glad you're feeling better, buddy. Glad you're feeling better. All right, let's do this. Rigomatic 3000, Ingo. Rigging on the way. Sean, don't tell him. Don't tell him. Not supposed to tell him that. For the new people. We definitely do not rig this show. Nope. Never has happened once. Okay. Ooh, I like that one. Okay, maybe there is some rigging here. Ooh. Man, we hitting bullets tonight. Oh, would you look at that? Would you look at that? This is funny. They need to have Colin mic'd up when he's pulling out the winners on Tuesday. We already got Ernie mic'd, then we got to get Colin mic'd, and then J-Dub needs mic'd, man, and Steven, they all need mic'd. They all need mic'd, man. You have fun in the background, you do. You have to, if you love the stuff. Awesome. Ooh, would you look at that? Oh, come on. No way. Oh, it's definitely rigged. Come on, man. 1800 dB. I mean, you could. Difference between... Or am I married? Yes, I am married as of now. I was careful with the budget, and we actually got married at Stillwater. Yes, Kicker HQ, that place. That's how you know she loves me. Not many wives would do that. And we have lots of children together and a whole family. Thank you for tuning in, man. I appreciate you. I love doing this stuff and meeting new people. And that's why we do this every Tuesday. Thank you for hanging out. Ashy Larry! Christopher, difference between Comp QS and Comp VX series. So, the Comp VX, the Qs, just the Kicker Comp Qs and the VX. So, I know I didn't even touch over the VX. The CVX, Comp VX, is, in my opinion, the round version of an L7 square, right? Or the L7S, as we know today. So, you got the L7S, and then the Kicker Comp Q, which, you know, the Kicker Comp Q does have, it's coming back, the L7Q, you know, its counterpart. So, the CVX and the Qs are just the round versions of that, right? So, you got the more leaning sound quality version round woofer, the Q, and then you got the more output, we'll say balanced leaning woofer in the CVX, just more, it's more designed for just output, little less for just sound quality, if that makes sense. You know, if you have a meter, you know, like a thermometer, right? You know, it's leaning hot, cold, right? So you got like Kicker Comp and stuff, they're kind of like right in the middle, and then, you know, you go this way, it's like, okay, you know, SPL, it's going up, L7X, you know, you're all the way here, right? It's clipping. And then you got the Q, which is kind of in the middle, but it's leaning more this way, where it's sound quality. And it's not just all the way this way, because if it was, it would be a just pure sound quality driver and not much output, you know, and just there's trade-offs, right? So it's kind of like here. And so is the L7X, kind of here, right? It's not here. It's not. If it was here, it wouldn't sound good on music. It would just be just like one note wonder and just SPL, that's it, right? They do have them out there. People run them all the time and they're like, oh, they sound great. Well, sure. So you're kind of like have this balance. And the Comp Q is here, and the CVX is here. Not quite L7X, but it's here. Rather than like the Kicker Comp R, the Kicker Comp C, which are more in the middle of like just really balanced. You know what I mean? They're not designed for just pure output or pure SPL. They got a nice balance to them. Thank you, Chris Dofer. There's Uncle Bobby B. There he is. Car audio shops usually outlast most relationships. True. That's a true statement there. Shannon 157. Some blokes thought it would be a good idea to sell those amps without a fire suppression system. Uh-oh. Andy's taking bribes right now. I'll give him 300 packs of smokes in the first place. You know what? I quit smoking a while ago. Thank you, Sean. Appreciate you. Yeah, you gotta, it's the vape juice now, man. You know, I'm trying to quit that too. I'm actually down half as much, so that's good. I'm trying to quit. Okay. All right, doing it. Doing it. All right, let me type in the winners. Basin burnouts. Thank you for tuning in. Wait a minute. That's Mr. Mullen. I know that logo. Thank you for tuning in, Mr. Mullen. Appreciate you. Go check out his channel. For some reason I knew that, but I'm like, wait a minute. I know that guy. Cornut, you messed with the ST tweeters. Oh, the super tweeters, the street series. Where's Cornut? I don't see Cornut. There's Cornut. I think L7R is the best bang for buck if trying to maximize output. Bingo. Without having to do electrical in a typical vehicle, right? Because the L7R is literally the L5, right? And the L5, I have one of those in a 15, and I loved it. You know what I mean? They didn't need a lot of power, and it got loud. And there's trade-offs, too, with the L7R and the L7S. You know, you get more power handling with the L7S, and maybe in a lot of enclosures it could be... because it's a heavier driver, right? Less efficient, more power handling. It's got a little bit different of a base, right? Put in the same enclosure, right? It's gonna act a little bit different and handle more power, so it could be punchier in the right box, right? Than the L7R, but the L7R could still be punchy. You just have to design it right. But then there's just that limiting factor of what it's designed with and what it's designed for, and its skew of what it's supposed to do. But yes, the L7R is a lighter driver, doesn't need a ton of power. It's got a little bit less excursion, but man, it's enough. It's more than enough, man. Thank you, Cornut, for tuning in. Appreciate you, Cornut. Sean won a few times. Cool. So I got these comments rolling. I got these. If you have a system in your car you'll win at life. That's, man, you know, that's it right there. Even if it's got no bass, I'll turn the music on. Might be ADD or just I love music. But then if it's my car, it's like I need to do something. All right, let's pull up. Let's type in the winners here. Okay. We need that one. Okay. This is the first time I'm doing this on this because it's a little bit different. Sorry, I didn't really do too much QA, but you know what? First time with that. That's pretty cool. Okay. Third, we're going to type in third place here. Okay. That one's good. I like this. This is so much easier than using Streamlabs. I found this new thing. It's nice. I could have paid nothing, but I wanted extra stuff, and I'm glad I did. One-time $80 purchase. Amazing. I'm going to have to link this if you do streaming. H2 graphics. It's great. But it's the first time I'm using it on the stream. Let's type in this person here. I forgot to type in from. That's okay. You'll get it. There we go. Okay. I'm putting in from. It just like their name and then just like some city. It's like, no, we need from. There we go. Okay, so now we got to do Bullfrog 100. Bullfrog 100? What?
Kicker bullfrogs are waterproof, dirt-proof, and drop-proof. Feeling froggy? Hop online to kicker.com and see the entire family of Bullfrog products, or visit your nearest Kicker retailer to get yours today.
I love that commercial. Love you, Bullfrog. All right, now we got to do 50% off discount code. It's an easy one. Spelled that wrong. You know, I used to be really good at spelling. First, second, third grade, I always win the spelling bees. So, like, I can tell when I spelled something wrong, but, like, man, I forget. Like, that ain't right. So, I'm so anal with my posts on Facebook, social media. I'm like, it's got to be spelt right. It's got to be grammatically right. Yep. Hear my mom breathing down my throat. What are you doing? What's wrong? She was, like, real good at English. Okay. It's rigging unless I win. Yes. Or is it rigging because you didn't win? Oh, I don't know. Could be either way. Ashy, Ashmaster, Shoot Dog. They should start giving the bigger bullfrog, and there's a story on that. The old bullfrogs, 200 and 400, are no longer available, and that was because of the chip shortage. And the Bullfrog 100 doesn't have that. So they're still able to make those. Will they come back out with a 200, 400? I'm going to say no. It'd be cool. They could. You never know. But there was actually, I think they brought it up on Unmasked. Or, I know it wasn't like an NDA talk, but it was like, there's a lot of competition out there, right? And, yeah, I think it's a lot with that. And then just the chip shortage. The chip shortage just did those bigger ones in. I had to buy mine from Goodwill. They pop up. They pop up. They're awesome. The big ones are awesome. But they had DSP stuff in there, more so. And, yeah, that would be cool. That would be cool. I love the amphitheaters. Don't get me started on amphitheaters. Don't get me started. Thank you, Sheepdog. It's very underrated. It's very underrated, man. It's hard to find nowadays. I'm reading some like Amazon listings, and I'm like, there was a professional that wrote this and thought this was right. Wow. Okay. You know, I'm like typing my emails for both things that I do, and I'm like, oh, it's gotta be perfect. You know, I don't want to look like I'm dumb. Okay. So let me scroll up here. Oh, that is so nice. Okay, so we got third, second, first, and our fourth place, 50% off discount code. And I want to make sure that this is there. Good, good, good. We want that. I see it all the time. Every Wrangler has them. I'm just going to let these roll because we let it roll. So, third place. The TW1 wireless headphones, the koozies, and the Kicker Unmasked limited t-shirt goes to Mark P. from Ashburg, Virginia. Congratulations, Mark. You will be getting an email from Kicker saying that you won and all that fun stuff. So congratulations. Thank you for watching, and see you on the next one. We got more prizes to go. Second place, the TW2s. Garrick from Kansas City, Missouri. Second place, TW2 wireless headphones. Congratulations, Garrick. He said, you know, he won an L7X. I'm like, I can't do that. But TW1s, 2s, sure. No, bit of rigging. Just kidding. Good job. Excellent. Thank you for watching. Moving on. Now we got the Bullfrog 100. It is corn-fed. The Bullfrog 100. Donald Donald Logan from Albertville, Alabama. Congratulations on getting the first place prize. Bullfrog 100 t-shirt, swag pack, kicker unmasked, koozie, just everything. And we got one more. And this is where you guys stop tuning in and you're going to say it's rigged, it's rigged, it's rigged, because it is rigged. The 50% off prize goes to Kicker Car from Dallas, Texas, and it's rigged. Thank you so much. Appreciate you guys. This was an awesome show and another great rigging session. Always is, man. Kicker Car, you will be getting an email from me. Ernie, that's my last code. We need some more. Love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. And it's great to be back, man. This was an awesome show. A lot to unpack. We did it in under 90 minutes. We did it. We did it. I love you guys. Congratulations. And I will see you guys next Tuesday. And before that, I'll see you at the caboose. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, stay living loud. I'll see you guys on the next one.
Kicking it with Andy, right? You know what that means. We living loud.
That's what I was trying to go for. Just so you can hear me, because I can hear me. Can you hear me? Starlink. Thank you guys so much. Eric, and coming in with the Canadian coins, but a little bit too soon, Junior, but I love you. Thank you so much. SJC, SG, CAE, thank you for the show, Andy. Thank you, CAE, for always taking care of me on those Friday shows, and thank you for just being awesome. And there comes Cornut, a little late, but you know what? It was the internet. It was the internet. It's time to party, and congratulations to the... He spelt winners right. I don't know. I don't trust you guys sometimes. Love you, and stay living loud. Johnny 5. We had fun, didn't we? We had fun.